Hey guys, and welcome to another Miniature Adventures review. So today, I'm excited. We're going to be looking at a 5-minute Dungeons, the card game. But with a twist. We're going to be looking at the new expansion for 5-minute Dungeons, Curses Foiled Again. Now this is an expansion that we on the channel have been waiting for a long time. It came out on Kickstarter, and then it's taken nearly a year before it even came out on retail. So we've kind of been pulling our hair to try and review this. So we're going to take a look at this game and see what it adds to the already pretty awesome game components. So the box is obviously a lot smaller. Let me see if I can zoom out so you can see. The box is obviously a little smaller. I love the design on it. Now this skull will depict all the components in here that are for this expansion, which is kind of cool. Again, pretty cool artwork. Now, in here, what do you get? So basically, the story behind it is the Dungeon Master has found an ancient book of curses and has used it to spread magical traps throughout his dungeons. Are you brave enough to accept the challenge? So, this adds 2 new heroes. It adds some great powerful artifacts for characters you're not using, and then it adds curses and a few extra bits and pieces for the actual original bosses. It doesn't add any more bosses. I'm hoping they'll produce another expansion that does. But let's take a look, because this is just a cracking game. Now let me get the box open. Okay, so you get a booklet with the instructions, pretty much the same as before. It just adds a lot more and adds more about the event cards and the curses. So the new character you get is either the Druid or the Shaman. Now these are kind of good because if you're playing curses, they help you with the curses. So discard 3 cards to move a curse to the bottom of your dungeon deck, and this one says choose another player to draw 3 cards from the top of the discard pile. So it's kind of cool. So let's take a look. These I love. So these are the artifacts that you get for each. Basically, I don't know how well they're going to show up, but they're foiled. So for each of the heroes from the base set, if you don't use one of them, you get to have their artifact. So this one's Curse Zapper, remove all curses. And then when you've used it, you flip it over and it becomes dull, which I really like the look at. Sundial Watch, pause time until someone plays a card. All players draw 3 cards. Defeat a mini-boss or cancel an event. All players add your discard pile to the bottom of your draw pile. That's kind of cool. Defeat a monster, or all players draw 2 cards, and then discard the top 2 cards from the dungeon deck. That's pretty powerful. So you add these to your basically to your boss decks. Now they have the boss on each of the backs, which is cool because it kind of helps you figure out what's what all the way up. So this just adds a bit more level, and these are curses. So let's take a look at some of the curses. All players, well, actually no, some of these are curses. Sorry, this one's an event, new mini boss. Here, it's one of the curses. You cannot play action cards. Oof. The timer cannot be paused. You now flip over 2 dungeon cards at a time. Play with your cards face down on the table. Ouch. More events. Flip your player mat until the curse is removed. You cannot use your special ability. And another mini boss. You can only say waffles. Now we had this in our game, and it is hard as hell. You're like trying to say you need an arrow, and you're going waffles, waffles, and people's like, what? What do you got? Like, but everyone can only say waffles. There's another one that says you can only play waffles. You can only have more than 3. Cannot have more than 3 cards in your hand. You cannot have more than 3 cards in your hand. Time cannot be paused. And you're going to use 1 hand, which is even harder when you've got waffles. So it then just adds more. Here's some more standard events for you to put in your deck. And then for the original base game, let me just pull it. It actually gives you new cards for the original people, and then it's obviously denoted in the corner the skulls, you know, these critical defeat a monster, draw new players, and just gives each of them 2 new more abilities, mostly defeating a mini boss to help speed it up if you've got the problem of the you know, waffles or things like that. It just helps you speed things up. And then obviously the new game has Shaman's ancient healing. Yeah, I mean, basically the same kind of thing. But I mean, on the whole, adds a new player, or new 2 players technically. The curses are absolutely phenomenal, hard as hell to beat. I mean, they are horrendous to beat. The artifacts definitely help when you're not using those people and their special abilities. So I love that. And then, just like we reviewed a while ago, Dungeon Mayhem, I like the idea that you can pull in different characters. And then I like the fact that the new characters, the old characters, sorry, have a bit of a buff with it. On the whole, I'd give this, I mean, we've played this once or twice, and as the expansions go, I think the curses actually add a lot to it. I kind of wish there was a few more different varieties of curses, but on the whole, I would definitely give this an 8, maybe even a 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for the waiting. I kind of wish there was one more person in there, kind of adding an extra couple, but on the whole, not, you know, that's not a huge big deal. Lovely box. I really hope they bring out more for this. I know they are concentrating on more 5-minute cards, like 5-minute Marvel, things like that, but I hope that they go back to 5-minute Dungeon, because that is just phenomenal. So that is it, guys. There is 5-minute Dungeon expansion curses foiled again. See you around. Please don't forget to subscribe, like that bell notification so you can hear my lovely voice in future. I'll see you soon. Keep on rolling those dice. Bye.